What if I told you that the person you think you are is only half the story? That hidden beneath your conscious mind lives a version of yourself that you've been running from your entire life? Carl Jung called it the shadow, and he believed that until you make friends with this hidden part of yourself, you'll never truly be free. Today I'm going to show you how to meet your shadow, and why it might be the most important introduction you'll ever make. Personal story, the discovery. Let me tell you about the moment I discovered my shadow. I was 26 and I prided myself on being the nice guy. Always helpful, never confrontational, the peacemaker in every situation. Then one day I exploded at my girlfriend over something trivial. Completely lost it, screaming, saying things I didn't even know I was capable of thinking. Afterwards, I stared at myself in the mirror and thought, who was that person? That's when I discovered Carl Jung's work on the shadow. And I realized that angry person wasn't some evil version of me. That was the part of myself I'd been suppressing for years, finally demanding to be acknowledged. Introducing Carl Jung. Carl Gustav Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist who worked alongside Freud before developing his own revolutionary theories about the human psyche. Jung spent decades studying dreams, mythology, and the unconscious mind. But his most groundbreaking discovery was the shadow, the repository of all the parts of ourselves we've rejected, denied, or hidden from the world. According to Jung, we all have a public persona, what he called the mask, and underneath it lives our shadow, all our repressed emotions, forbidden desires, and rejected aspects of our personality. What is the shadow? So what exactly is your shadow? It's not evil. That's the biggest misconception. Your shadow is simply the collection of everything you've been taught is unacceptable about yourself. When you're 5 years old and you get angry, maybe your parents say, good kids don't get angry, so you push that anger into your shadow. When you're competitive, maybe you're told, don't be so aggressive, into the shadow it goes. But here's the problem. That energy doesn't disappear. It grows stronger in the darkness. And eventually, it finds ways to express itself, usually at the worst possible moments. Think about the nice person who suddenly snaps, the rational person who makes completely irrational decisions, the responsible person who self-sabotages. That's the shadow saying, you can't ignore me forever. Shadow projection, the real kicker. But Jung discovered something even more fascinating. We don't just suppress our own shadow light, we project it onto other people. And this is where it gets really wild. Ever notice how the things that annoy you most about other people are often very specific? That coworker who's too aggressive, that friend who's too selfish, and that celebrity who's too attention-seeking? Jung would say those aren't just random irritations. Those are parts of your own shadow that you're seeing reflected in others. The traits you hate most in other people are often the traits you've most deeply suppressed in yourself. I used to be furious at selfish people because I'd completely buried my own healthy selfishness. I was giving so much to others that I had nothing left for myself. And I resented anyone who seemed to put themselves first. The shadow integration process. So how do you integrate your shadow? Jung called it shadow work. And it's one of the most powerful things you can do for your personal growth. Step 1. Recognize your projections. Start by paying attention to what triggers you. When someone really gets under your skin, ask yourself, what part of me am I seeing in them that I don't want to acknowledge? Step 2. Dialogue with your shadow. Next, start a conversation with these rejected parts of yourself. Jung literally recommended talking to your shadow in your journal. Ask it, what do you need? What are you trying to tell me? Step 3. Conscious integration. Finally, find healthy ways to express these suppressed aspects. If you've buried your anger, learn to set boundaries. If you've hidden your competitiveness, channel it into goals that matter to you. The goal isn't to become your shadow, it's to become whole. To stop fighting parts of yourself and start integrating them. The transformation results. When I started doing this work, everything changed. I stopped being triggered by aggressive people because I'd acknowledged my own healthy aggression. I stopped people-pleasing because I'd integrated my need for approval with my need for authenticity. My relationships improved because I was no longer projecting my disowned parts onto others. My career took off because I stopped sabotaging myself with nice guy syndrome. But here's the most amazing part. When you stop fighting your shadow, you reclaim all that energy you were using to suppress it. It's like removing a 50-pound backpack you didn't even know you were carrying. Jung said it best. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Practical shadow work exercises. Ready to meet your shadow? Here are 3 exercises you can start today. Exercise 1, the trigger journal. For 1 week, write down everything that really bothers you about other people. Then ask, how might this trait exist in me, even in a small way? Exercise 2, the compliment reversal. When someone compliments you, ask yourself, what's the opposite of this trait? And how do I judge others for having it? If people call you so organized, you might discover you harshly judge chaotic people. Exercise 3, the dream detective. Pay attention to your dreams, especially the characters you dislike. Jung believed dream figures often represent shadow aspects trying to communicate with you. I want to hear from you. What's one trait you judge harshly in others that might actually be hiding in your own shadow? Be brave and share it in the comments. You might be surprised how many people relate. And if you're ready to dive deeper into your own shadow work, I've created a free shadow integration worksheet that you can download using the link in the description. Hit that like button if this video gave you a new perspective on yourself, and subscribe for more psychology content that actually changes your life, not just your mood. Carl Jung spent his entire career proving one simple truth. You can't heal what you won't acknowledge. Your shadow isn't your enemy. It's the missing piece of yourself that's been waiting for you to come home. The people who intimidate you, trigger you, and irritate you aren't your problems. They're your teachers, showing you the parts of yourself you still need to integrate. When you stop running from your shadow and start dancing with it, you don't just become more successful, you become more human, more real, more whole. I'm Motherfucker. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the depths of your psyche. And remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to be complete.